Welcome back to another new podcast. Y'all know what we came here to do. Break down some more videos, give you my reactions, and I want to say this before we get started. There are two clips at the end that I want all the men to take a look at. So if you can't stick around, at least skip to it, because I want to know what you think. Whether you agree, disagree, it's just something to think about. So let's get into it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to like the video if you like the video, but let's get into it.
Really killed me was last Christmas we canceled a song that was written in the 1940s called Baby It's Cold Outside. People said that they were triggered, that the lyrics were rapey and they had toxic masculinity, and that's fine if you feel that way, but radio stations across the country wouldn't play the song because people were outraged, which is fine if you feel that way. But at the exact same time, the #1 song in this nation for over 2 months was Wet Ass Pussy. I am not making that up. You can look it up. Google it. So I want to wrap up my show by comparing and contrasting the lyrics of these two songs. If indeed this country has lost its fucking mind, shall we? Let's start with the horribly offensive Christmas song written just after World War II. I really can't stay, baby, it's cold outside. I gotta go away, baby, it's cold outside. This evening has been so very nice. Yeah, you fucking with some wet ass pussy. Bring a bucket and a mop for this wet ass pussy. Beat it up, N-word, extra large, extra hard. Put this pussy right in your face, swipe your nose like a credit card. My mother will start to worry. Beautiful, what's your hurry? My father will be pacing the floor, listen to that fireplace roar, well maybe just half a drink more.
Now, I do remember when they canceled that Christmas song, but I didn't realize at the same time WAP was the #1 song in the country. And hearing him read those lyrics back to back, it is amazing that we are offended by Baby It's Cold Outside, but WAP is perfectly fine in today's age and climate.
Light bill. You was not in the dark all year long.
And I should have known you was about to do something stupid like
Light bill. Merry Christmas.
I swear to God.
What else you got?
Card note. You were able to go and get your bald head friends all year long to go to the club with you.
Hey,
You know
ain't
what?
lying.
Mozzie, I promise you.
What else?
Phone bill.
You was able to call your bald head friends all year long. Thanks to me. Merry Christmas.
So you wasted your time to write all this stuff just to do that? You bet. Ray.
You have a shelter over your head all year long. Thanks to me. Merry Christmas.
All the weight gain slowed down when I went back to school, and I wasn't eating as much, but I was still finding ways to sneak food and eat the way that I wanted.
God damn.
And so I put on another 100 pounds in the next 5 years.
Yeah, she can barely
and I was
walk.
around 250 when I was 13. And when it got like that was when my mom started to really point out my size.
Nah. I know she didn't just take that whole pan of lasagna to the bedroom with no plate, no knife to cut a piece out, just a fork. So you're just gonna eat it straight out of the pan? And I understand, this is America. It is easy to pack on some extra pounds, but this is out of control and this poses serious health risks. And that's why we need to stop telling people that everybody is a No, I'm telling y'all right now, if y'all find yourselves in this situation, that's not your girl no more. She for the streets and you need to cut her off immediately. Unless she was your ride home, get home first, then break it off. But in all seriousness, though, there's no reason that she should be entertaining another man in your presence. That's just absolute disrespect.
Please do not address me as a strong, independent black woman. It's not a compliment. I never hear a man that is raising children alone say, I'm mom and dad. He never becomes overly feminine because he's raising children. But we as women become overly masculine because we are raising children, because I'm mom and dad and I gotta do all these things, right? And now I put extra stuff on me and then I say, ain't nobody helping me. Well, nobody told you to do that. There is help available, all because I was trying to overcompensate for what daddy wasn't doing. I didn't have to be mom and dad. Now they got Mr. Chris and Mr. Eric over here. And I took them to be a part of different organizations because when you think of something strong, you do not think of coming to the aid of it. So when we are looked at and walk around as strong, what we're putting out is, I do not need assistance. I don't need your help. So anytime a man says, oh, I love it, you're so strong. I said, no, I'm not strong. I'm resilient. I'm not independent. I'm interdependent because nobody ever comes to the aid of the strong person. So when I'm around men, my wrists are broke.
Now, I'm not gonna piggyback too much off of what she said because she was on point, but I did want to share something a friend of mine posted up. He said that if a man displays certain masculine traits, it's considered toxic. But if a woman displays those same characteristics, she's considered strong and independent. Nothing suspicious about that, and I have no idea how we got to this point. And for all the rhetoric women put out there to explain why they're masculine or why they're independent, if you reverse the genders and said that same shit, you would realize just how stupid it sounds. There is an expression, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. And if you are a masculine woman wanting to attract a masculine man, you are not ready for what he wants. So he's going to move along and he's going to leave you independent by yourself.
I really feel like we don't speak about this enough is people don't realize how often men are experiencing a lack of intimacy. And the only place that they can experience that intimacy is through sex. We've created a society where men are so afraid to be vulnerable with each other, to be, sensitive with each other, to care for each other, to love each other. Even saying that as a guy, you always have to change and be like, you can't just say, I love you. You have to be like, I love you, dog. You know what I mean? You got to throw it like you can't just say it. And it's interesting because that is where I do feel women have done a much better job of being there intimately for each other. Not sexually, but intimately. And I think we take for granted how much in society men who say sex is the thing they're not getting are actually struggling with a lack of companionship, of intimacy, of being in a space with a person where they're sharing, everything from serotonin to endorphins to what humans need to feel, And I hope we can change that conversation just a little bit more. I hope we get to the place where guys go, oh, I actually didn't need the sex. I needed to be held. And I live in a society where it's hard to be held unless I'm having sex. Because as guys, you can't just go to a guy and be like, just hold me. True. There are many sex workers who've talked about this, where they'll talk about how many men will pay them and then say, hey, can we just talk? Can you just hold?
Now, by no means am I trying to throw a pity party for men. And I could be wrong just saying that. But I wanted to include this clip because I think there is some validity to what he's saying. I think there are a lot of men lacking intimate human connections and they're searching it out through sex. But let's also be perfectly clear about this. A lot of men slide up in some pussy simply because it feels good. Nothing more, nothing less. There's no psychoanalysis that needs to go on. But if you are using sex and women to fill that need for personal connection, then I don't think that's healthy because you'll go from this person to that person to this person. And as soon as those interactions are over, you lose that connection and your support system is gone. And now you have to find the next person to help get you through, as opposed to finding permanent support solutions so you don't feel as if you have no one to talk to, especially at your lowest.
Who do you call when you are at your lowest? Who is that one person?
Nobody. I'm a man. No one cares.
Not a single soul.
Nobody.
No one. Because I'm all alone.
I think I speak for a lot of people when I say I don't call anyone.
Nobody. I'm a guy. Nobody gives a shit.
Speaking for the guys when I say this, literally no one.
This is the sad reality a lot of men are facing. When the pressures of life start to mount up and you're in a vulnerable state, a lot of men don't feel as if they have anywhere to turn to where somebody is going to actually listen and care about what they say, as opposed to women who are naturally social creatures. They support each other. How many times have you seen women doing parties where they're wearing matching pajamas or matching shirts and everyone has a charcuterie board? And let's not forget how willing the world is to wrap their arm around the shoulders of women that are in distress. But men oftentimes are told to just man up, don't cry, life is hard. And yes, life is hard, but this is why you need a support system in place, a few good brothers that you can go to and have a conversation with if something is bothering you, or sometimes you might just need to go out, get a drink, watch the game, and forget about what's going on with you for those few moments. So I think that as men, we oftentimes don't foster those relationships. We don't call each other like that. We don't text each other all the time, but sometimes we have to be a little bit more intentional because we might need that support, or the people around us might need some support from us. So let's help each other out and not forget that we're humans at the end of the day, and humans need people. But that's gonna do it for this video. So subscribe to the channel, like the video, and if you guys have anything to say, please leave it in the comments below. And until another time, I'll see you guys later.